So thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate your time. So wanted just to introduce you to Lloyd Ball with Anomaly. He's one of our clients, and also he's also been a mentor to me when it comes to commercial real estate. And I brought him on board just to share some insights about what he's doing in his business and some other kind of value add advice that he gives to that he's going to get to the audience today. So with that said, Lloyd, tell us a little bit about kind of what Anomaly's up to, what you guys are doing, and how you're serving the community here.
Yeah, we're a commercial real estate brokerage services group out of KW Commercial, Keller Williams in downtown Bellevue. And we help investors acquire new assets for their portfolio, sell assets, and then we also work with tenants and national franchises and help them locate expansion spaces for, let's say, a restaurant or a new retail store, as well as local small businesses find space here on the east side and in Seattle.
And so, I know with the market shift, the way it's been super busy, right? Mm-hmm. Especially on the residential side. What have been some kind of trends you've been seeing on the commercial side of the house recently, and maybe what you're seeing kind of coming up in the future?
Sure. Well, we've seen a shift out of the core, which is, it's interesting to see. So investors chasing yield, higher yield properties, and going outside of core Seattle and into other markets such as Tacoma is really on fire right now. It's actually one of the leading cities in the country for rent growth.
Oh, really?
And there's quite a bit of development interest in that area. So I would say the trend that we're seeing is more investors looking outside of Seattle, downtown, Capitol Hill, University District, and Bellevue, core, Kirkland, the hot cities, and looking out into the smaller markets, the less, I guess, the more affordable markets to find that yield.
Okay, that makes sense. So I know, we work with a lot of residential brokers. We also work with some commercial brokers as well at Moncord. There's always that question, or what's that gap, between that commercial and residential, what's that chasm look like for a residential broker to want to join and start a commercial real estate career? What does that look like?
Really, it's the knowledge gap that stops people from taking that extra step and jumping into commercial, which, it's specialized. You have to understand the property types and the taxonomy, the terminology of real estate, how to evaluate those kinds of properties, and then now you're shifting from business to consumer to business, right? And it's more, I guess, quant heavy, quantitative analysis, and less emotional. So those are kind of the differences, and I think people just, when they see an industrial property, they're like, whoa, I don't know anything about this. They understand houses.
Right.
So I would suggest, kind of going from one house to multi-living.
Okay.
So multi-family.
That's a good transition,
It's a good transition.
Got it.
Because, they have all the same systems.
Sure.
Every unit's going to have a kitchen, a bathroom, bedrooms, heating, so on and so forth.
Yeah, you're removing more of the emotion, as I guess as you're going in, like you're saying, as you're going into multi-family, you're removing more of the emotion, becomes more an investment, right? On the commercial side, it's about the bottom line and the dollars at the end of the day, not just the emotion of just, hey, I got my dream home. Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And when you're dealing with businesses,
there's
a little bit more emotion in that because it's their dream.
Right.
American dream is to own your own business, your own company, and so with that they have employees to think about, and and logistics, for like office space, for example, and transit, and getting people there, and then they have to have their employees and other stakeholders buy in order to move forward and make that decision, because everybody's opinion counts.
Right.
Typically, even though the CEO or whoever the principal decision maker has a final say, I mean, they care about their employees
Sure.
and what they have to say as well. So that's a little bit more of an emotional driven decision than typical investment sales, which is purely about the numbers.
Got it. Okay. No, that's good. It's valuable. So, we support you on the transaction coordination side. Can you, how are we adding value to your business today?
Sure. Just from, I guess, from a superficial nature, which, like, I love it. But when I deliver an offer, it's mutually accepted, or send an offer over to a broker, I CC Lisa
Right.
and Moncord, and it shows like this presence. We're not just I'm not just an individual broker. I have
Sure.
a team behind me, and we're going to ensure that the deadlines are hit, and that this is going to be a professional transaction.
Right.
Which really helps, I think, boost the image of the offer as it comes over as well. So I've started to do that, but also just to get Lisa a head start, or
Sure.
Moncord in general, because there's a big team behind working all these transactions. But to get a head start on, hey, this is coming down the pipe, so be ready, because after these negotiations happen, we're going to go into contract, get escrow set up, so on and so forth. So that's a great piece of it, but there's just so many more benefits internally that actually just within my own self, I don't feel that pressure of like, where's everything at? When is closing for this deal? And then I got to go pull out a document and look at the contract and see when closing is, and create all these spreadsheets and keep track of everything. Because your system is incredible, and I can look at all the timelines, the deadlines. I'm frequently getting emails of, hey, this is past due, this needs to be done, this is up this week. And I feel comfortable even with those issues, because it's easy to just react to it.
Sure.
Versus have to figure out what it is that has to be done. And then execute on that.
Yeah. Well, especially with the volume you guys do as well, and this goes for any broker that's doing volume. You can easily start to lose your way in regards to what's really important at that time, and where you can put your focus for that day.
Totally.
And without having systems in place, right, it can kind of be overwhelming. So we know that.
Right. And sometimes even just the uncertainty of where things are can paralyze you.
Oh yeah.
And
100%.
take time from you, steal from you. So just having the certainty that things are okay, they're going to get taken care of, everything's going to be timely. And even when a task comes across, it's just pretty easy to get it out of the way.
Sure.
And it creates this, I guess, mind space to think about and dream about other things with regard to the business.
To the business, yeah. Well, I know we've taken a lot of your time today. I know you're busy, so thank you I know you're in production.
It's a pleasure.
So want to just thank Lloyd for your time today. If you have any questions, please reach out to info@moncord.com. You can also reach Lloyd at, you want to give...
Lloyd at Anomaly CO for anomalycommercial.com. So Lloyd at anomalyco.com.
And any questions you have around commercial real estate, I'm going to direct you directly to Lloyd. I think he's a great asset and a valuable friendship with him. And we're just thankful that you allow us to do the business we do with you today. So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
And if you're not using Moncord, you better sign up right now. There's probably a link in this video somewhere that you can schedule a meeting and get your business in order, get your house in order. And one thing that I can testify to is that Alex and the whole Moncord team, they go above and beyond to help us see what the health of our business is. So not just with the individual transaction or the transactions we have with them, but they actually care about our mental health and the health of our business so that we can do better and work together better.
Yeah,
So,
I appreciate that.
Moncord.
Thank you. All right, guys, see ya.